So now we've kind of built this up. First drill is definitely the easiest. Second one's getting a little harder, but you guys totally got it. You crushed it. Did a good job. All right, so now let's add in some triangles. Okay, so we're gonna go hips out. We're gonna go to the lasso. Now, when you throw that lasso in, see how I'm like keeping my hips a little bit like this? When you throw that lasso, you can take this foot and get your hips off the ground, throw the foot in, and really lock it in. Versus keeping your back kind of static and throwing your foot in like this. Okay? So that's just like a little added detail. So look at how my hips go up and over. So my hips are really mobile here. Look. Boom, throwing that foot in. Circle and go. All right, so now for our third drill, we're gonna go lasso, boom. Then we're gonna get our hips out, and at this moment, instead of going to spider guard, we're gonna unlasso and put our foot on the hip, and then lift our hips and lock a triangle, okay? Then come back to spider, okay? Get our hips out, lasso, here, square up, unlasso, and instead of going back to spider, we're gonna go to the hip, lift our hips, lock, get our hip out, and lock. Okay, then come back to spider guard. Switch sides, lasso, boom, square up. Hips out, shoot, and let's lock and get your legs settled like this. Now back to spider. Hips out, you guys get it, right? Boom, square up, here, bridge, boom, lock. Okay, if you need to, get your hips out and lock here. Back to spider. Lasso. Boom. And come back to spider. So, you're going lasso, back to shooting a triangle. So instead of, you're coming off the lasso and going to the hip. Then you bridge up, and then you kind of lift your hips and flick the foot off the bicep, and you're gonna snag the triangle. Try to lift your hips and get an angle off that triangle when you're shooting. So if I'm going off a spider guard like this, I shoot, I want to start locking, get my hips out, and lock that angle like this. So it's everything we learned from the previous weeks of getting our hips out to the point where that shoulder is not on this side of the choke, it's on the back side of the choke. It's like behind it. So it's not in our choke. Does that make sense? So a visual of what I'm talking about is if you see the shoulder, like I see it, that means it's on this side of the choke. I want it on the back side, so I need to get my hips out enough to where it's on the back side of the choke. I don't see it. I can't see his shoulder. I know I have a good position. Okay? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.